Greetings, everyone, on this fine December. Furries and horror junkies alike, welcome back to the Horror Cabin Podcast, the show where we talk about all things horror. I'm your host, as always, Rojo the Demon Wolf, and what you just heard, coughing his lungs out, is my co-host, Immortus the Wendigo, also known as Skinless. Hey, how you doing?
No, I'm joking. I know it was loud. No, I know, and it's just leftover allergies. Hi, guys. Yeah, no, slowly getting better. No, I hate this season sometimes because it's the season of sickness. Also, there's some sick people out there like us, like into this things and stuff. Anyways, hello.
Yeah. As you can see, I didn't have to ask how he's doing today, but yeah. As for me, I'm doing fantastic. Two things happened. My headset is not broken, but has the problem where it's playing on one side, and I have my dog Nala to thank for that because she goes crazy every time she sees something in our house, mostly in my room, and she got caught. She got the wire caught in her paw, and just as she launched herself off the bed, got everything flung off it, which included my headset that was still plugged into my controller. And yeah, now for eternity of this headset's life, it's playing on one side. Also, I don't know if you can hear from the microphone because I don't know if it's going to pick up the audio. It's probably not picking up on Discord, but it'll pick up from my microphone in general. My stepfather is blasting music downstairs and probably practicing for his band on his drums. You know, even though I told him that we're recording our podcast today, it's whatever, you know. I could find a way to like probably drown it out or something. Unless you guys really love the music that's playing down there, then by all means, I'll keep it going. So, yeah, that's pretty much how my day is going. Yeah, because you already told yours. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how we continue on with this. This is episode 2 of the podcast, and today we're going to be talking about a bunch of spooky things that goes on in America. But before we go into that, we got to go to our horror news of the week. Your favorite section, because some of the news that I'm about to tell you, Skinless, you pretty much heard about it yourself, right?
Yeah, I heard most of it.
All right, so starting with, starting with movies, celebrities, and shows. Stranger Things recently released Volume 1 of Chapter 5, taking place about a year since the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 4. This chapter introduces a new villain, simply known as Vecna, loosely based off of Dungeons & Dragons. The mastermind behind all the events throughout the series, and will basically be the final boss for our main characters, bringing an end to Stranger Things series. This part of the final chapter has already gotten people at the edge of their seats. And I heard that Volume 2 is going to be out on Christmas, with the series finale coming out on New Year's Eve. So it's a pretty cool way to end the year for Stranger Things fans out there. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched any of it. Well, technically, I watched like a bit of like episodes 1 and 2, but I don't know, I haven't really got caught up into it. So obviously, I have no idea what's been happening the past 3 seasons before the final one. But considering it's been doing like really well and fans are still talking about it nonstop, I might have to binge watch it at some point. What do you think of this?
Well, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I heard good and bad. I don't know. Like, I don't really watch TV shows as I used to. Like I said, it's on Netflix, which I don't feel like spending all that money because, you know. Speaking of Netflix, yeah, no, they're trying to buy everything now. It's kind of crazy. I know that's not related, but yeah, no, it's getting a little crazy out there.
They're basically, for those that don't know, they're basically trying to monopolize like Disney does. The recent news we heard is that they're trying to acquire Warner Brothers, including their gaming section of it.
Yeah,
that was the recent news that we heard. And I think they're also trying to buy Disney as well, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
and EA.
I don't know. We're talking Netflix, the one service that my family and I use, and it's also where I heard about Stranger Things, and also my show that I am hooked up with, Supernatural, which I'm trying to get through before December 17th, which is when it gets taken off of Netflix. I'm bummed about it, and I only just got to the end of season 11. I got so much more to go through. We at least have something that will probably get us excited at some point later in a few days, actually. Silent Night, Deadly Night, film that was made back in 1984. makes its return to the big screen as a reboot to the first one 13 years ago. A holiday slasher classic from 1984, it will feature the same plot as the original. Well, it's somewhat the same plot as the original, where Billy witnesses his parents get butchered on Christmas Eve, leaving him to stir up something dark within him. I'm pretty sure, much like Halloween, whoever's doing the reboot for Silent Night, Deadly Nights is like gonna follow somewhat of the same plot, but have its little spin to it, you know? I mean, how about that? Silent Night, Deadly Nights. I never thought that would get a reboot. The film,
exactly, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, the film will have casts like Rowan Campbell from Halloween Ends playing as Billy, Ruby Modine from Happy Death Day as Pamela, and director Mike P. Nelson, who worked on Wrong Turn and Sweet Revenge. The reboot of Silent Night, Deadly Night will be in theaters on December 12th, and the tickets are on sale right now. And I think by the time I get this episode out, the movie will already be out. I don't know. Yeah, have you ever seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, or at least like heard about it?
I've heard about it. I don't think I got to watch it.
It was around the time when, 80s horror movies, it was all about slashers. And one was cheesy and corny as the next, because it was just riddled with cliches. But hey, at least we got something to watch, during the holidays when we want to take a break from Christmas stuff. All right. As fans waited for the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, which I have something to say about the movie later on, Blumhouse was giving away the marionette prop straight from the set to a very lucky fan. The sweepstake also includes a FNAF 2 pizza box signed by Josh Hutcherson and the official FNAF 2 pizza board and cutter. Sadly, the sweepstake is already over, so whoever managed to get the prizes, congrats on winning the sweepstake. Just make sure you keep that music box playing, otherwise you'll deal with the furious wrath of a little girl possessing the marionettes. I added that for fun, because why not? I got some things to say about the FNAF 2 movie. I've seen it back on Sunday. It was a good film. It was all right, but I gotta be honest, and I'm not trying to spoil it, but the beginning and middle of it was pretty good. It was solid. Had some good scares and all. Probably somewhat more improved scares than the first one. The ending just killed it for me. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna spoil it, but that's just how I think. I honestly prefer the first one over the second one. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it before, Skinless, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on the movie.
Yeah, like I said, I saw the first one, and I heard really bad things about the second one. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, so far, it's just like in the first one, where movie critics, like actual movie critics, basically just shat on it, including IGN.
Of course.
Which obviously, I don't trust anything that IGN says, because they're the ones that gave what rating did they give Black Ops 7 recently?
I think it was like a 7 or a 6 out of 10 for the campaign. The campaign was a 0 out of 10. That thing was so bad.
Right.
That was a fever dream.
Right, and they give this movie a 3. I mean, if I'm being honest, I would give the movie out of 10 6, maybe 7.
Yeah.
It's a more reasonable thing. Like, not bad of a movie, could have been better with the ending. That's really the only part that killed me, and it was just stupid. But I'm looking forward to how they're gonna pull off the third one. Let's see. A teaser has been released for The Strangers Chapter 3, bringing the reboot trilogy to an end on February 6, 2026. I figured this would catch your attention. Aiming to be the darkest out of the other two that were made since 2024. I've never seen the reboots, so I don't know what is different from
The Strangers.
Yeah.
So I have it on DVD somewhere. We got it from Walmart. They had like a Halloween thing going on there. Yes, I don't like Walmart, but it was like glowing orange on the cover. It had like the guy with the sack over his face and everything. That movie was something else, dude.
I remember seeing
it was twisted. Dude.
Yeah.
If they're saying this one's gonna be dark, I'm a little like, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have the thing up. What was it? This one? Yeah, I have it up where it's like. Oh wait, no, there's just Stranger Things. Hold on, we're trying to find the article. Here we go. Aiming to be the franchise's darkest descent yet, the trilogy closes with a full circle reckoning that expands the mythology of the iconic mass killers. Anyway, so it will feature the return of Maya, played by Madeline Petch, who finally gets her long-awaited vengeance against those strangers. I'm sorry, did you want to say something in the podcast phone? Who was messaging me? Oh, of course, it was Tay. Somehow she... I wonder how she knew we were recording. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. Who finally gets her long-awaited vengeance against those strangers. The film will also feature Gabriel Basso, Emma Horvath, Pablo Sandstrom, and Richard Brake. I mean, like I said, I've never seen the reboots before, but something tells me I've been missing out, you know? Because
pretty brutal.
Seeing this article, I never knew the reboots were even a thing. I'm surprised, actually. I'm looking forward to it. Does it say when it comes? Oh yeah, I said it when it comes out, February 6th, 2026. So mark your calendar if you want to see how the reboot trilogy ends. Let's see. In a recent tweet by, oh god, how's this guy's name pronounced? Guillermo del Toro.
He's pretty good.
He confirms to a fan on Twitter that Frankenstein will have a physical media release. This physical media will include the deleted convent scene among the special features. The release for the physical copy is still unknown, but seeing as this film was streamed over 76 million times and still playing in selected theaters, fans are eagerly waiting for Del Toro to announce the release.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I said, I heard that this Frankenstein did amazing. Here's another one. Speaking of foreign name filmmakers, Julia Ducournau. I don't know. I'm gonna have the names up. Like, editor to me is gonna put up the names so that you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure I messed up their names, but you know. Anyways, Julia, a French filmmaker behind the creation of Alpha, will be the movie Alpha will be coming to the U.S. courtesy of Neon. The film features a troubled 13-year-old girl who lives with her single mom. After getting a tattoo on her arm and returning to school with it, the world begins to change and fall apart. So, there's got to be something. There's basically something cursed with the tattoo that she got. While we still don't have a release date for the film has been rated R for drug content, sexual material, and some underage drinking. So, good things are expected to come with Julia's film Alpha. I never heard of the film because there's not many foreign horror films that I'm aware of that's coming to existence, you know, other than Japanese ones, because I mean, you know how they are with horror stuff. They're like the kings of it, you know.
Yeah.
As fans were waiting for the full release of now we go to gaming. By the way, I forgot to categorize these, so I forgot we go straight to gaming afterwards. As fans were waiting for the full release of Stranger Things Chapter 5, Dead by Daylight makes the return of the Stranger Things crossover, featuring the new Vecna monster as the killer. At least that's what the tease silhouette looks like. Obviously, Behavior would have to try to differentiate this Vecna and the other Vecna from their Dungeons & Dragons chapter updates, you know, the one that's called the Lish. Either way, the second chapter will be released to players on January 2026, after the second volume releases on December 25th, followed by the series finale on December 31st. A wonderful way to end the year. Didn't I just say when the second volume of the series finale comes out? Duh. Okay. Well, I guess I got ahead of myself and decided to put them in. But yeah, so if you think like after seeing the series finale is a great way to end the year, well, hey, I guess a great way to begin the year if you play Dead by Daylight. Hey, you might play as the new monster. That's, you know, the main guy that's behind it all. There's a lot of I gotta give credit to Behavior when it comes to Dead by Daylight, getting all these licensed killers, you know, into the game. It's like how Fortnite's been doing it, you know, with all their licensing and all that stuff. Yeah. I'll never forget how they managed to get like Terrifier, you know, Art the Clown, Ghostface, even Jason Voorhees, which I heard is so difficult to get the license for, to have Jason added to any other media. I mean, hell, I get the process alone of getting a license to, I don't know, make a movie based off of him. I can't imagine the frustration people go through, because he is a really beloved slasher killer, you know, a guy that can't die.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, speaking of favorites, Savage is gonna love this news. If this thing's already been out, I don't know. The biggest update for Dying Light the Beast has been released. This includes new game plus, legend, XP levels, and over 400 improvements and fixes made on the game. Over 400 improvements. Wow.
Ooh, I'll have to check it out. I have the game. I just haven't got time to play it because every damn time I try to get on a game, there's another one. Especially Silent Hill.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of horror games coming out, and I heard that it's one of the nominations for, I think, either Player's Choice or Game of the Year. We'll get to that.
Yep.
We'll get to that later on. The biggest content, obviously, is how players can now challenge themselves in higher difficulties every time they access a new game plus, allowing themselves to level up faster, face off more difficult tiered bosses and enemies, and access to more rare and powerful weapons. There's also legend points that are earned through legend levels, which can be spent on passive upgrades like increased health, improved combat stats, and stronger beast mode performances. Now, judging from the sound of that, stronger beast mode performances, I gotta try that game out, you know? I never really got into like the Dying Light series as much as, you know, you and Savage has, but this sounds pretty fun.
You should get into the series, you'd like it.
Yeah. I think I had the first one installed thanks to my brother, so, you know, yeah, I got the game.
Nice.
Let's see. Now we go to indie horror games. Game developer Goodwin Games released their trailer for Quite a Ride, a horror game that includes some bike riding down a deserted road covered in a thick fog. Through this fog, you encounter strange, creepy, and horrifying things as an unknown person sends you cryptic text messages. Your goal is to escape from these monsters, pedal through the ever-changing landscape, and uncover hidden laboratories that are in the fog. So far, there is no release date for the game, but they made an agreement with publishers Silver Lining Interactive to help with the game's release on Steam. I've only seen screenshots of this, by the way. You know, it's bike riding, you know, in a horror game. And I saw that it even has some eldritch entities, like those those giant creatures you see floating in the sky and stuff.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, the head publisher for Silver Lining Interactive played the game and absolutely loved it. So they're trying everything they can to get a release on Steam. A new game known as She's Leaving, I think you might like this one, made by Perp Games and Bluehead Studio, has been released for PC players on Steam and has recently released for the game for Xbox and PlayStation players. In the game, you play as Charles Dalton, a forensics expert who specializes in blood splatter analysis. When the police dismiss his theory of a serial killer on the loose, Dalton takes matters into his own hands, illegally entering the active crime scene. Not only would he have to use stealth against the authorities, but also his internal struggles, only guided by a solo voice who goes by the name Bella. So, think of this. You're not a detective, you're a blood splatter, you're a forensics expert. Going to a crime scene, an active crime scene, illegally. And the psychological horror fun begins from there.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds, I don't remember which game it was, but it reminds me of like, you're in the future and you're a detective trying to solve these crimes, and then all this psychological monster stuff starts popping up. Do you know the game I'm talking about? It was almost like,
I think so.
It was like in the cyberpunk kind of future, you know? I don't remember what it was. I'm sure Editor Me could find the game I'm talking about. Ooh, Silent Hill 1 Remake is now confirmed to be in development by Bloober Team, the same company that made Layers of Fear and The Medium, following their huge success on their remake of Silent Hill 2. They aim to modernize the classic PS1 horror title with their new tech, for example, their Open Cities tech, for updated graphics and gameplay. The game is rumored to come out sometime around 2027. I know, yeah, we gotta wait a long while. So speaking of remakes, speaking of the Silent Hill 2 remake, Skinless, I heard that you're making great progress in the game. How far did you get there?
I'm actually in the hospital now, so the nurses are there.
Ooh.
They are actually a pain in the ass, believe it or not. I mean, I like the nurses for the other reasons. They will literally grab you. Like, they'll grab your arm and, like, try to, like, counter your attacks. It's insane.
Wait, are they the ones that, like, have their faces covered and they walk like they have, like, some really bad arthritis?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like,
I was hitting her with, like, the pipe and everything, trying to shoot her, and she's just, like, grabbing me and throwing me around. I'm like, what?
Jesus.
When did they start doing that?
Yeah, see, you gotta hand it to Bloober Team. They nailed it with the Silent Hill 2 remake, and I can only imagine they're gonna nail the Silent Hill 1. I wonder what other Silent Hill games they can remake, you know?
You never in the group chat with James. The guy's name's James, right? And his face where it's like zoomed in all the way.
Oh my god.
That gets me every time.
I'll put up the picture of what you're talking about. It is hilarious. It's literally just him zoomed, like, with the camera, like, what, zoomed onto his face and then zoomed out afterwards to make it look like it's stretched. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's you gotta love photo mode. It reminds me of all the Tekken 8 pictures that you were showing the group chat. There's so many stupid ones. All right.
I love it.
Oh, well, here's the one that we're excited about that we're actually getting updated right now. Red Barrel's released their Season 5 update for the Outlast Trials. This season, known as Project Messiah, includes the return of winter kills with a new way to stay warm in a freezing cold environment, improvements to invasion mode, additional new MK challenges, and they end the 2025 year with a second new Prime asset known as Sister Lilia Bogomolova, a Russian pagan priestess who ambushes players by hiding among the mannequins littered all over the trial environments. And I'm assuming it's not just mannequins that she'll, blend in with. She'll probably find some, like, tight hiding oh god, sorry, saliva trying to, like, choke me. Because I'm getting excited. I'm sure there's a lot of hiding places that Lilia can hide in and will catch us off guard. For those that haven't been caught to date, think of the ambush lady, but upgraded and more terrifying. That's pretty much what Lilia does.
I found something that kind of intrigued me. It was a leaked thing for Outlast.
Yeah?
It was called the Trickster.
The Trickster?
Yeah. So, it's... they have like a mask on, and then like they wear a gas mask and like a military jacket. I don't know when this is coming, but I heard a leaked thing about it. I don't know if it's true or not, but it might happen.
If it is, it might be probably like a season 6 thing,
Yeah, but I've been seeing like, how the T-pose models look.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be coming to the game.
I don't know. We'll have to wait for a confirmation from Red Barrels and even Hugo Richards, the art director for Trials. So let's see. The new trial environment will take place at an alpine ski resort, and its theme will focus on a blend of traditional folklore horror and high luxury tourism. Some people call this the Midsommar meets Hostel chapter. By the time this episode comes out, it will have already been released. But as we move forward into Red Barrel's roadmap after Project Messiah ends, the winter 2026 plans will have flashback therapy, bringing in fan-favorite limited-time events, leading to Season 6 sometime later. I am excited. And obviously, by the time we get done with this, I will have streamed gameplay footage of what's happening in Project Messiah, which I think... I gotta check real quick. I got my Xbox on. Oh, update's done. But we got a podcast show to do, so we got to get through it real quick.
Yep.
Now, speaking of both of the games that I mentioned, Silent Hill and Outlast Trials, the 2025 Horror Game Awards officially closed their voting pools for their different awards and different categories and all that stuff, which includes both Silent Hill F and Outlast Trials, among so many other horror games. While Outlast Trials got nominated for Best Multiplayer and Best Technical Achievements, with Red Barrels being nominated for Best Developer, I really hope they win at least one of those. Silent Hill F got 6 total nominations, including being both Player's Choice and 2025 Game of the Year. The following and I'm gonna show the list of the nominees for Game of the Year. So the following nominators for the categories are Chronos: The New Dawn, Dead Reset, Doom: The Dark Ages, Dying Like the Beast, Escape the Backrooms, which I'm surprised is there, Heartworm, Into the Dead: Our Darkest Days, Karma: The Dark World, Labyrinth of the Demon King. I heard a lot of good things about this one. Look Outside, what's it pronounced? Misidae? I don't know. No, I'm Not a Human, Out of Sight, Repo, and then of course you got Silent Hill F, Skin Freak, South of Midnight, which I didn't think was a horror game, and then Tormented Souls 2. Yeah, I don't know. Like, who do you think would win Game of the Year?
I don't know. I honestly think, horror related, obviously.
Yeah.
Silent Hill F. or one of them. Like I said, Doom.
I mean, it's more action.
I don't know.
Than, I mean, it's more. It does have horror elements, but that's more action than like horror game. You know.
Exactly. So.
As much as I find surprising that Fantasy's game Escape the Backrooms is nominated for Game of the Year, sadly I don't see them. I don't see them winning. At least, how people vote for them. I'd say either probably Silent Hill F. I would love to see them win, but I also see Repo winning, just due to popularity.
Right.
Yeah. As for everything else, I mean, Chronos might make it there. But I don't know. We'll have to watch the awards show to see who wins. Speaking of that, the awards show begins on December 13th, presented by Lost in Cult on the Horror Game Awards channel, which I'll put the link in the description below. So mark your calendars to see if the games you voted for won the awards. Now, before we move on, this is the end of the horror news of the week, but I gotta let you know about something real quick. There's also another category that caught my attention: Horror Content Creator of the Year. There's two that I see: Queso and Markiplier.
Ooh.
Now, hear me out. I did the voting thing myself, and I will say the one I voted for, I went for Markiplier. As much as I love Queso, because he gives hilarious reactions when it comes to him playing horror games, I'm going to give it to Markiplier, because not only is he making a movie based on a horror game, Iron Lung, which, from what I heard, is coming out soon, but he's been doing this for years, like since the beginning of his channel.
Yeah, pretty much.
This man's been doing it for years. So, I see either Markiplier or Queso coming out on top. I'm not sure about Big Gaming 64, Swall, or Lena Lazar, whoever these people are. No disrespect, I just don't know who they are. But yeah, honestly, I see Queso or Markiplier taking the Content Creator of the Year. But like I said, we'll have to wait till December 13th to see who wins the awards. Now we move on to our segmented topics. And I got to tell you right now, Skinless, you are, you live somewhere that's perfect for these categories. We're talking about haunted areas, urban legends, and serial killers all in the U.S. Now remind me, what state are you in again?
Wisconsin.
And from all the stories you told me, you have so many terrifying things happen in Wisconsin. So, so starting with haunted areas, being locations that have like restless spirits and demonic entities that also, live there, I would say. What are the areas that you got?
I kind of did my area. Dude, it's all haunted. Like, okay, so actually I'm going to do my town, last.
Okay.
Burlington, that's a town I used to live in. It is super haunted. Like, oh my god. So, get this. My grandma's house was haunted.
Yeah.
And it was part of the Underground Railroad. So...
Oh, yeah, you told me about all
night,
this stuff, yeah.
In the basement, you would hear, chains rattling and everything. I'm like, oh, no. One thing I did not like is when I would, sleep on the couch, and it would just be quiet. And I did not like that, so I'd have to have the fan on or the TV on. But, oh, dude, I will not forget this. I thought my grandma was coming down the stairs, and nobody coming down the stairs. And I heard someone running up the stairs. I'm like, dude, no, I'm not even gonna bother to look. I'm just gonna sleep. And then in the kitchen, something broke. I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah. So whoever was, I'm guessing whoever has something going on back then, they had it out for you, huh?
No, I was really little, and it was just haunted, everything, her room, my uncle's room, dude, he even couldn't sleep in his own room, dude. Because the door would slam when he would sleep.
Did you guys get any idea of who, not who specifically, but who would be haunting that area? Because that's the Underground Railroad you're talking about, right?
Yeah, we were thinking the slaves because of the chains rattling in the basement. Because the basement's old. We're talking old. That tunnel leads to literally to escape.
Yeah.
And they died in there. So My grandma still lives there.
It's obviously from the sounds of it. Not all of them made it out, so I have no doubt that I have no doubt that those restless spirits are haunting the area as we speak. All right, so what else you got, huh? You say you got more?
Yeah, I got Burlington actually. That's where my grandma lives. I don't know if she lives there anymore. I don't know if the house is still there, but yeah, no, I will never step foot in that house.
Whoever has the house now, if your grandma doesn't live there, whoever has the house now, good luck with all those haunted things that goes on there.
So, Burlington, the whole town is haunted, regardless where you go. So we got a theater. Yes, it was like a play theater, acting and all that. It is haunted. Like when they were on set, I remember I went to one play, and they said like the lights just turned off, like they couldn't turn it on, and everyone's like freaking out. And then there is an Academy Road, so like you go to Academy. So there was a Confederate soldier there, like he appears.
Oh, and then we're getting Civil War stuff now, huh?
Okay, and then this was not on my topic. I know this one by head. I've heard this all over Burlington. Oh, it's called the White Beast of Burlington. So it's a mysterious old fish near like the hatchery.
Yeah.
So there was like this weird fish that people could not explain, and it was just there. Like everybody talks about it. It's still talked about it to this day. Some reason, some why. I don't know why, but
it's one hell of an urban legend.
Yeah, underground tunnels. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Sorry, there is a lot to cover on this, dude.
Yeah.
So the underground tunnels, they said it would lead to hell.
Just straight to hell, like
all these tunnels. Yeah, it was part of the town's mysterious lore. So it would just lead to hell. Like that's how they called it, like the town of 666 or the underground tunnels of hell.
Yo, I
don't know why. I don't know why. I even though I live there, I can't explain it. It's always been talked about. And then, oh my god, dude, I'm sorry. There's just so much to cover. I'll do one more.
All right, yeah, take as much time as you want.
27 Native American burial grounds are there. That explains all the energy that happens there. So, like I said, the whole town is haunted, dude.
Dude, we've been warned so many times not to disturb Indian ancient burial grounds, and yet it seems like some of us just don't give a damn, and we're paying the consequences for it.
And U.S. Ghost Adventures do tours on it.
Well, I love that.
On their YouTube channel, if you want to look up U.S. Ghost Adventures, go on their channel and you'll find out everything about Burlington, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun place to visit when it comes to ghost hunting. I've been wanting to do that for like ever. And
one more, I did experience this. The cemetery is beyond, like obviously the cemetery, but dude. Something will follow you home, I'll just say that.
Which cemetery was it?
It's the Burlington one. There's two. There's one in town, and then there's one by a grocery store. I don't know if it's there anymore. I haven't been in my old town in years, so...
It's a random place for a grocery store to be at, next to a cemetery?
Yeah, so this cemetery, your phone will drain, it will turn off, you can't turn it on until you leave. You'll hear people scratching at the tombstones. You'll hear people crying.
Jesus.
It's bad, dude. Like I said, if you ever want to visit my old town, we can, but I'm gonna warn you, it is haunted as hell.
Hey, I'm all for it. It'd be one hell of a video, I'll tell you that. But me as a horror junkie and always wanted to do like paranormal hunting, dude, that would be awesome. Well, not really paranormal hunting, paranormal investigating. That's the more proper way to say it. So is that all you got for your state, or at least for haunted areas?
And then my town. Like I said, my state is very like active with hauntings.
Yeah.
Like, okay. My work is haunted. Used to be a brothel. Kind of crazy. Lady haunts the upstairs. You can hear heels clicking. Crazy stuff. The basement is haunted, obviously. This place was built in 1836 or 56. So... Yeah, the bar will smell like cologne for no reason when nobody's there.
Oh.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
I guess even in the afterlife, they gotta smell good for the visitors.
There was a bed and breakfast out here. It's not anymore because a kid died there. And you will see a ball roll around in the hallway and you hear laughing and all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for that one.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I heard like not recently, but I heard like a while ago that I asked Google like what was considered the most haunted state in the country, and it said Louisiana because I guess all the swamps and witches and all that stuff. But from all the stuff I'm hearing about Wisconsin, I think they deserve the title.
I mean, first you got the Ed Gein thing, then you got some people say that it's still haunted.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that guy in a bit because I know you want to talk about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now, the thing I love about haunted areas is that it doesn't have to be just in, buildings. Like Easy State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania, the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, which by the way, was the what's the word? It was the building that Stanley Kubrick got the idea for The Shining. For the Overlook Hotel. The Winchester Mystery House in California, which was filled to the brim with different rooms and had different stairs and shit to confuse the spirits. And even the Lizzie Borden house in Massachusetts, which I heard was where the axe murders happened, and the place got renovated into a bed and breakfast, and the victims still haunt the place to this day. So yeah, obviously a lot of haunted areas would involve, houses and mansions and stuff, but that's not the case all the time. There's even parks that get haunted, like the Gettysburg Battlefield, for example, where, it was the bloodiest battle in the Civil War in Pennsylvania, and it's said that the park is still haunted by the fallen soldiers on both sides, still to this day. But honestly, the one that I fancy the most, and Skinless, you heard me say this all the time, my favorite haunted areas of all time takes place in asylums.
Oh yeah.
And now the one I could talk about was Penner's Asylum, but I've already covered that in my video like months ago. So instead, I'm going to do something for Tay, and that is talking about, I don't know if this is the same one that she talked about to us in Ohio, but there's one called the Fairfield County Infirmary. Now, this area, I don't know if the Ghost Adventures crew or, I'm sure paranormal investigators have been there, but I don't know if like the Ghost Hunter crews or Ghost Adventures crews, has been there. But the things that are heard of the Fairfield County Infirmary, it was built in 1828. I think it was 1828. Yeah, it says the growing community in Lancaster built a simple wood frame almshouse, a place for the poor and outcast to find home. And then, later on in life, it quickly got overcrowded. It's becoming like an infirmary. Cramped quarters demanded a new building, and it wasn't until 1840 that they got it. By 65, expansions were needed to handle an explosion of new residents from the Civil War widows to permanently disabled veterans. So, it's like the same case as other asylums. It gets overcrowded. It doesn't have enough funding to take care of people, and in some cases, they weren't really treated the right way. And we are talking about like late 1800s, early 1900s. So obviously taking care of people was way different compared to what we have today. And of course, a lot of people die and their souls still haunt the place today. Anyways, the ghost stories that we hear about it is that there's 7 of them that haunted U.S. shows. The spirit of an elderly former resident has been seen throughout the building. People who venture to the attic are said to experience strange, unnerving feelings. There's always something with attics and basements that have the most activity. I don't know why that is. Equipment anomalies have been reported by past investigators. Past workers have claimed to see the apparition of a little girl. Disembodied voices are said to be heard often in the building. The ghost of Willie, I guess a really well-known patient and also now a really well-known spirit, is reportedly spotted on the 2nd and 3rd floors, and many claim to have collected EVPs from recordings taken in the building.
Huh.
Yeah. Now there's more about the mysterious Willie Let's see. It says, with a past so riddled with death and misfortune, it may come as no surprise that the Fairfield County Infirmary is filled with ghost stories. The one I just mentioned about. One of the most well known is Willie, a listless apparition who was said to haunt the second and third floors of the infirmary. Many say Willie seems lost or like he's looking for something. And he's almost always seen walking aimlessly through the halls, stopping occasionally to peer out windows. Now, what thing that Willie is looking for, we don't really have an idea. But because this spirit has been given a name, or is like the one named spirit that we know a lot of, he seems to be the most active out of any other ghosts in the infirmary. I don't know. There's just something about infirmaries, asylums, and hospitals, because of how they treated their patients.
Yeah.
I'm guessing in bad ways. They're the reasons why their spirits are tied up with this whole building to begin with. Now, I don't know if this is one that gets transformed into, say, like a haunted house attraction, like Penhurst does, for example. But I don't know. This would be the one area that, because it's been here for years, and people believe that the spirits should not be, messed with, a lot of people would find controversial of the area turning into a haunted house. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for haunted areas. If you guys have any haunted areas that you want to talk about in the comments, tell us what it is. We'd love to hear about what haunted areas that we possibly know in other states, or ones that we never heard of before. But now we go on to urban legends. In this one, we talk about different cryptids or different urban legend stories that could somewhat tie into haunted areas, but it basically becomes its own thing. Now, let me tell you.
Right.
All the stuff that Skinless has told me about what goes on in Wisconsin, it's quite a lot of stories to talk about. Skinless, I'll give you the mic.
All right, so I'm going to do the one that's out here. This one's been, I don't know, I could probably send you a picture of it, but there's a picture, you can find it if you look up the Beast of Bray Road. So basically this one is, it's been spotted by Bray Road in my town, right? Yeah. So it's like a road, it's kind of near Elkhorn, East Troy area. So it was sighted in the 30s, so it's like a werewolf dog man, but the arms, I think it's a skinwalker, because Native Americans did survey the land, and yeah.
Yeah, they were the ones that started the whole skinwalker thing to be noticed. So,
So, right.
If they say it's a skinwalker, you gotta trust them.
Exactly, yeah. So, the arms are like bones, and the legs are bony too, but it stands up on all fours.
Yeah. And
it's 6 feet tall. It can walk on 2 legs, seen on its back. So it jumps on vehicles. They saw it back in the 80s and 90s. So there's actually a funny thing. So someone actually has a statue, or made a statue of the beast, whatever, in their yard. And it's still there to this day, which is kind of funny.
So the same one that was in the picture?
Not exactly like that, but it just says Beast of Bray.
Okay.
And funny thing, I looked up a horror movie about it. They actually filmed a horror movie out there.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere. You can find it.
Do you remember what the movie is called?
I can't remember.
Ooh.
So yeah, news stations are even on it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, dude, you can go on YouTube and look up, documentary about it. It's something, dude.
So speaking of skinwalkers, if you guys are obviously, when it comes to skinwalkers, a lot of people would say about Skinwalker Ranch, which is in Arizona, I believe, right? Well,
I think so, yeah.
Well, this is proof that skinwalkers doesn't have to be in one state; it could be anywhere. And I heard that there's a bit more urban legends you want to talk about. Or was that pretty much it?
That's all I really got. I mean, that's one that stuck out to me. I mean, I could have done Bloody Mary or the Three Kings, but this one is just close to home, Oh
yeah. Well, speaking of close to home, obviously, I live in New Jersey, and obviously, when it comes to New Jersey, first thing that's mentioned is the Jersey Devil. I should have brought it up because sometimes I forget the legend. Anyway, so the Jersey Devil, really popular, known, still to this day in Jersey, where over 250 years ago, in the Pine Barrens area, which actually not that far from that area, um, the mother, just known as Mother Leeds, was giving birth to a 13th child, and she asked for some reason the devil for the child to be the devil, or asked the devil to take the child away before he was born. And then during the birth, the child comes out looking normal at first, but then transforms, into the Jersey Devil that we know. Has claws, hoofs, wings, horns, sometimes even a horse face. Some people talk about them. And then it just flies away. So, still to this day, if you're lucky and you're in the Pine Barrens area, like the Pine Barrens Woods in New Jersey, there's a chance you might encounter the Jersey Devil just flying about, scaring people. So far, the sightings of Jersey Devil has been reported by prominent figures like Commodore Stephen Decatur and Joseph Bonaparte. Don't know if this guy is related to Napoleon, but I'm sure if the Jersey Devil came to France, he would be like, no, this is not for me. I started so many wars, tried to invade Russia. The Jersey Devil, no, I'm not fighting this guy. And I wouldn't blame him because this thing is terrifying. Obviously, there's a lot of horror, urban legend stuff. In fact, each state in the entire country basically has its own. Like, for example, the Wendigos in the Great Lakes region, an evil spirit native to the northern coast of the United States and the Great Lakes. Wendigos may appear human, but based on the legends of Algonquin-speaking people, which Native Americans, Wendigos is an early form of the idea of a zombie or a cannibal, but they get more of like a cultish look. They tear off human flesh, become cannibals, and sometimes even look like the skull. I would say like what, a skull animal face or something, right?
Yeah.
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 The funny thing is that, from what I heard, and we mentioned about it in the last episode, your state holds a Wendigo Fest.
Yep.
I gotta visit that place without a doubt. It looks a lot of fun.
It is in Manitowoc.
Oh.
Yes. Very weird stuff happens there.
Yeah. Believe it or not, the Wendigo, according to what this article says, in the earliest days of the native indigenous peoples of the Americas, the same spirit has gone to influence popular culture, most notably as the driving demonic force in Stephen King's Pet Sematary. I never knew that, actually. Let's see, what else we got? We have The Hook, where there's legends of a young couple driving home from their date, and they hear about a prison or insane asylum break, and that the escapee can be recognized by the hook he wears in place of a hand. When the pair arrive home, they discover a hook dangling from their car door. And in other versions, they hear the scratching of a hook on the roof of the car or at the door. Obviously, this sounds more like a ghost story, but it got so famous and so popular that people consider this, an actual thing that happened, and it will happen, at some point. But the parents use it to discourage teens from doing their romance back in the day, and other things that will lead up to that. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah.
Another one that's really well known, the Bunnyman Bridge in Clifton, Virginia. One of the most common origin stories asserts that in 1904, a murderer from an insane asylum, Douglas Griffin, escaped a transport vehicle which crashed into the overpass. Rabbit carcasses, some of which looked as though they had been ripped apart by human teeth, began littering the area. So, the guy was basically eating rabbits. The escapee was eventually cornered by authorities and killed in dramatic fashion by an oncoming train. His spirit, though, is said to haunt the area to this day. So like I said, urban legends sometimes tie into haunted areas because of spirits. So, while such tales test the limits of credibility, frightening encounters near the overpass with dangerous men in white have been reported in the past, and the site remains a popular destination spot for ghost hunters and legend trippers. Sounds pretty fun. Let's do one more. The The Wolf Girl from Devil's River, Texas. In this urban legend from Texas, a young woman goes into labor, then dies. Her baby, who is nowhere to be found, and is presumed to have been eaten by wolves. Later, the infant resurfaces as a wolf girl, a feral child who roams the Devil's River and the Rio Grande. There were reports of the actual wolf girl who was captured in 1846 only to escape. She was last spotted in Texas in 1852 at the age of 17. So, yeah, hundreds of years ago. So we don't know how old this wolf girl is. I don't know if she's even still alive. Pretty sure she became the starting point of furries popping up in America. There's a lot of wolf girls nowadays, I'll tell you that. So, yeah, I'm looking at you, Tay. You're one of them. So, yeah, like I said, urban legends have cryptid monsters and also have some haunted areas that are tied into it, which is why I kind of wanted to talk about two of them at once, but I don't want to confuse people. So, but enough ghost stories. Let's talk about stories of actual serial killers that were in the U.S. I know why you're laughing.
Yes.
Because get this, Wisconsin has a lot of serial killers. You want to let them know what it is?
Yeah, I mean, I could do two, because obviously it's the most notorious out of, well, not out of all of them, but it's just, they've been talked about so much.
Yeah, I mean,
we're going to go on.
I mean, technically we are almost out of time, but not almost all of it, out of time, like, say, 5 minutes left. We got plenty of time, but,
Okay, yeah, I don't want to
make
drag it on.
Yeah, drag it on. Yeah.
That's fine, yeah, I'm not going to drag it on. I'll probably just do one then. Yeah, so Edward Gein, that's his name, Edward. He was born in 1906. He died in 1984, actually. He died in Madison in a asylum, I think, right? Jail or prison.
I think
my understanding.
I think it was either one of them. Yeah, hold on.
There's only one recording of him talking. Like, just one. Ooh. It's rare. And he sounded like a typical Wisconsin.
A typical Wisconsin.
Person would ever sound.
Like their accent or something?
Yeah, he had that accent. He sounded like, I don't know, he sounded like he was just kind of like, yeah, I did it. He was just kind of like pacing around. You can hear him like walking around stuff, kind of huffing and puffing. And then,
One quick little request. You want to give people a taste of what Wisconsin accents sound like so that people get an understanding?
So, kind of like this, oh, you betcha. Kind of type thing, or I suppose.
so
also
think of Canadian accent English, but it's Wisconsin's like the little cousin of Canada, as they're known as.
Yes, and also Tay said hi.
Yes. Tay says hello.
You wanted me to mention her in the podcast, even though she's not here. Also, you wanted me to say nice things about her. I'm like, bro. What?
Okay, I will say, yes, Tay isn't, hosting as she did before, but I did hire her. That's not paying because money's like almost not existent for all of us yet. But
exactly.
I did have her search out different horror news media source, so that I know what stuff to talk about for the episodes. So everything that I'm getting of what I'm talking about in the episodes, thank her. She's the one that's helping me get bringing attention to the news. Anyway, speaking of news, so according to what the article here says, it says he spent the rest of his life in a mental hospital and died of complications from cancer in 1984.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was Ed Gein. Now, I know you don't want to drag on to this, but there is another one that I think people should know about. I think you know which one I'm talking about.
I'll get to that one. Yeah, like this one's just not too long. Like, let me say something. I'm gonna keep it short. The Netflix series gets it wrong every time. Oh my god. No, he not kill all these people. He killed probably like one or two people. That was it. That was about it. But it was only because he was a grave robber and he dug up women's bodies and tried to, wear them like it was his own skin.
Which is where
he was born in La Crosse.
Yeah, which is where the filmmakers of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Psycho got the idea. Mostly Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're the ones that got the idea.
And his mom was just very religious. His dad was an alcoholic, abusive, all this. So after they both died, he kind of little psychopathic behavior. kind of went a little AWOL and started going, let's just make some women's suits out of skin. Oh, let me make this chair made out of nipples. Like, dude, what? Yeah,
he actually
did that. Yeah, he made, dude, the whole house. Like, when it burnt down, they said they could smell it.
Oh.
Yeah, he did some nasty stuff. So imagine Chinatown Massacre or Buffalo Bill. That's what he would do. Yeah, they based him off of Ed Gein because he would wear women's clothing and put on fake. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm going.
It puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose. You know.
Yeah, he made bowls out of human skulls and all that. Like, they found his stuff in 1957, and they kept finding preserved heads and decapitated bodies in the barn. He was just really into that stuff.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they found him guilty of murder. Like I said, there is one recording. I'm not gonna play it, but I can try to find it. Of him talking.
I'll have it playing like in between us in the video, like I did in the previous episode. I'll have that video recording playing.
Yeah, there's a photo of him like when he goes to court and everything, and his smile, dude. Evil. Like he just like something. Looking back. Like he looks back, and oh man. But that's pretty much Ed Gein. Grave robber, kind of went psychotic and just started being fascinated with the human skin a little too much.
I mean, who doesn't at this point, you know? The human body is a fascinating thing.
It is.
You could drip so much blood from whatever wound you get, and you could still be walking.
Yeah, we're humans. Superhumans.
Probably born half god or something. Hold on. We have a special guest appearance. Oh. It's my dog Nala. Yeah.
Hello.
She was headbutting the door to get in. Hi. She's not even worried about it. She's just going straight to my bed. That's it. There we go. Oh, she's playing with her bone. Okay. Anyway, so so that's it for Ed Gein. Here's what I want you to talk about. Who's considered to be the Milwaukee Monster.
Oh God. Here we go. Yeah. So there's a lot to cover for this guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna keep it short though. I don't want to keep it going too long. So thing is, I was actually I think 30 minutes away from his apartment. This guy, plenty of interviews.
Oh yeah. This guy was all over the place.
He talks like he had no remorse. He just talked like yeah. You know, I drugged him, put an ass into his head, and put their bodies in barrels. I'm like, dude did not have any remorse. Like, okay, the Netflix series, again, all of it was not correct. Okay?
I'm pretty sure while he was at home, he didn't go into the mirror, put down his pants, and slap his ass right there. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. But, you know.
The whole mannequin thing, no. That didn't happen. But people complained about like the smell in his fridge. It was just rotten meat, and they kept complaining about it. And then he's like, "No, it's just get out." And dude, the cops didn't even stop him. Okay, like, oh yeah, this is me, and my boyfriend, and they're like, "Oh okay," like, dude, he's like drugged and naked. Like, what do you mean?
And because of his high charisma, the police were just like, okay, have a nice day. Just don't get into trouble.
Yep. Dude literally went into gay bars and you'd be like, nice little drink. Oh.
Speaking of bars, if I'm not mistaken, you told me that a family member of yours took care of him, like with a drink.
No, not a family member. No, it was no. So at work, I get someone knew like a bodyguard. There was like a bodyguard or somebody at the time actually like saw what he was doing, and they tried to like stop him. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing? This is a gay bar. What are you trying to do?" Blah blah blah. And no, someone said that he had like these shades on, a jacket, and his hair like he's just like weird dude, and people are like he's just a normal gay guy, like because they thought he was weird because he was gay, right? Because back then. It was like frowned upon. I mean, especially in my state, well, I'm not gonna get into that, but
yeah, just
no, he was like,
it wasn't as like socially acceptable as it somewhat is today. I say somewhat,
right?
Because not every there's always still a lot of people that consider it to be a huge sin. Which if that's the case, we're all going to hell. If you think about it,
I'm definitely going to hell.
The stuff that you talk about, yeah.
Like, so yeah, no, he would, yeah, so yeah, all the gay bars he'd go to, nobody would bat an eye on what happened. There's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, he would invite these guys over. Like, oh, let's take some pictures. Oh. Take a few pictures. But no, like,
Jesus.
Even like the parents are like, what? Like, they seem not too bummed. Like, they're just like, oh, why'd he do this and that? And the dad or whatever just kind of was like, oh, yeah, that. I'm like, what do you mean he just did that? Like, what the? What? Your son literally ate people, man, and drugged them. And yeah, I'm not going to get into more of it, but dude, he would. I never he was in prison, and he would actually like taunt people. He's like, oh, this is what I did. Oh, you take like a chicken leg and be like, oh, I did this to this guy. I'm like, oh my god.
For those that don't know, think of if Herbert the pervert did more than just hang out with Chris. Think of it that way.
Yeah, like.
So all this happens until his arrest in 1991, and in 1992 he gets his 957-year sentence in jail.
Well, about that.
2 years
so there
later.
was an inmate. There was an inmate that was schizophrenic, and it was God or the demon telling him to kill Jeffrey. So, two of the things that people have said, he had dumbbells, like he got his head bashed in, or someone shoved a broomstick up his ass. Yeah, he died pretty brutal in that prison, dude. He did not get out, so he died.
As much as it's deserved, well deserved, because of the shit that he did. Oh my god, that's a horrible way to go out.
Yeah, and this guy was schizophrenic, so he was not all there either, and they did an interview with him too. But I will say, the Netflix series, the courtroom appearance, that actually gave me goosebumps because that felt way too real. Like, those people looked exactly like almost the victims and the parents.
And the guy that played as Jeffrey Dahmer in that series, holy
Evan
shit,
Peters. He nailed the accent.
He did a phenomenal job as him.
Oh, just get a few brewskis. Yeah, come on, I'll take you to my car. Like, what the?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's Jeffrey Dahmer. He is the people Dahmer. All right, no, that's horrible.
The people Dahmer.
No, but honestly, I don't know. Like I said, he is a monster, and so is Ed Gein. Like I said, these people are just evil. So, yes, we make jokes about it, but don't go out and do that stuff.
No,
please don't.
Although I've always wondered how human flesh tastes. See if it's really good as the cannibals say it is.
Does stuff to your brain, actually. It deteriorates it or something. It's something like that.
Yeah, maybe if it's like cooked, it wouldn't be that bad of an effect.
Tastes like chicken.
Exactly, yeah. The cannibals eat it raw, so and we all know our lesson: never eat raw meat. Cook it up at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's about it for those two guys.
Yeah. So as you can see, Wisconsin, not only known for its awesome metal band tours that I'm still jealous to this day that they go to Wisconsin and not my state, but also the home of haunted areas and serial killers. So you basically have your own version of Salem.
Pretty much.
Like,
yeah.
Holy shit. I would love to visit Wisconsin. Obviously to meet you, but also to visit those places.
Also, that's why we have pig farms. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Why do you think we're farmers out here?
Were any of them shut down, and did one of them wear a leather mask?
Oh my god, that'd be funny. No, it wouldn't be funny. It'd be horrible. But no, like I said, Wisconsin is very haunted. That's why I chose. I mean, yes, there's obviously other places, but it's just my home, and I wouldn't want to
Oh, my
I don't know.
Oh, my dog is staring at me. She dropped her bone on the ground and she can't pick it up. Hold on.
Oh, my goodness, Nala.
You had to interrupt me from the podcast, Nala. Yeah, wag your tail. There you go.
Nala takes over the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. So every time Nala's mentioned, obviously I have no video. I have no way to show videos because I don't have like a face cam or anything. But I'll put up a picture of Nala, just different pictures of Nala whenever she's mentioned in the podcast. Take the bone. Here, eat it. Eat the bone. No, you don't want it. It's right here.
He just throws it across the room.
If you bark at me, I'll kick you out of the room. No, I'm kidding. I'll never do that. Anyway, so to end the podcast, I got mine, and I have a whole list of different serial killers, but the one that I happen to like the most, that not many people talk about to this day, maybe in the UK, like in London. I know one person that always talks about him all the time. We're not going to mention her name because drama. Anyways, Jack the Ripper. We all remember him, right? So
yeah.
In 1888, London. Really, Nala? You're just going to keep dropping it? I'm not getting it for you this time. So in 1888, in London, they started getting reports of a vicious serial killer stalking the city streets. The unidentified guy known as Jack the Ripper would lure prostitutes into darkened squares and side streets before slitting their throats and sadistically mutilating their bodies with a carving knife. That summer and fall, 5 victims were found butchered in the downtrodden East End district, sparking a media frenzy and citywide manhunt. The guy was never caught, from what I remember. It was just like, what's the guy's known as? The Zodiac Killer, where, he would taunt them. And I think Jack the Ripper would taunt the people as well, because all the things that they do to the woman, they make sure it's seen. So he was spreading a good amount of fear of the British people, and we are talking about the same people where, like hundreds of years ago, back in 1666, where all of a sudden London was on fire. They were having a raging fire party for some reason. But yeah, obviously without the modern forensic techniques that we have today, the police were at a loss trying to find the guy that was causing all this to happen. And the case was officially closed in 1892. But he remained as the most well-known killer in London. Still to this day. People are still trying to find out who the hell was Jack the Ripper. Over 100.
I heard it was a female too, or something. I heard that as well.
Well, yeah, but they know. Well, they know it was a guy because.
Okay.
Yeah, because back then we're talking Victorian England, so this was like.
Oh, I know, but.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but no, I just heard that.
No, stop digging my bed. Look, I know you want to know who Jack the Ripper is.
Nala,
digging my bed is not going to help.
She doesn't want us to do this.
She really doesn't want to. She's doing all this to get my attention, which is working. If you guys have dogs of your own, you know the fucking struggle when it comes to your dogs trying to get your attention. You side at me all you want. I'll get to you in a bit. Anyway, so. All the times that he's been doing all these heinous crimes, to a lot of prostitute women out there, or I guess just a woman in general. Over 100 possible suspects had been, accused of being Jack the Ripper or being the assailant of Jack the Ripper. But like I said, the guy was never caught, and I guess only time will tell if, like, I don't know. With future tech of like past crimes that happened centuries ago, maybe it'll let us know who Jack the Ripper really was. I really want to know who it was. But yeah, until then, we have no idea who it was. The same thing can go for the Zodiac Killer. Even though they possibly know who the guy is, he was never caught. And he taunted the police that thought they got close solving the case.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper was basically doing the same thing by leaving the bodies out in the streets. And like I said, he's not the only serial killer that would do stuff like this. We have H.H. Holmes, for example, who spent his early career as an insurance scammer before moving to Illinois in advance of the 1983 Chicago World's Fair to work as a pharmacist. But But before and during the World's Fair, Holmes led many victims, mostly young women, to his lair, only to asphyxiate them with poisonous gas and take them to his basement for horrific experiments. Yeah, that's like dark web stuff. And this was before the dark web, the dark web was even a thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the guy that turns women into dolls. Not enough said.
Yeah.
We also have, let's see, Ed Gein. We also had Ted Bundy, also known as the campus killer. The handsome, well-educated, and brimming with charm Ted Bundy, who seemed like the unlikeliest of serial killers. But following a difficult adolescence, Bundy graduated from the University of Washington and soon embarked on his murderous spree, killing his first victim in Seattle in 1966. Focusing primarily on attractive college co-eds, Bundy committed a series of murders across the Pacific Northwest. Continuing on to Utah and Colorado, killing several more women before finally being arrested. It is weird. It's like, I'm noticing a pattern that some of them happen to be so misogynistic that females are the only targets. Kind of weird,
yeah,
isn't
it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got, everyone's favorite killer clown, John Wayne Gacy, who also did stuff in Wisconsin, didn't he?
John Wayne Gacy, I think, was only in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
He was Illinois based. Yeah, he was Chicago, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
because like I said, I think didn't his last words like, "Oh, you can all kiss my ass,"
or yeah,
and then
like
they fucking yeah.
He was charged with committing 33 murders, and I think he stuffed the bodies of boys and girls that he did stuff to them and then murdered them and then stuffed them under the house, right?
Yeah.
Charged with committing 33 murders and was later executed by lethal injection. Technically, this was your modern day Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then let's say, I don't know, one more. Say Dennis Rader, the BTK killer. Echoing John Wayne Gacy, Dennis was the ideal all-American dad and military veteran, married with 2 kids, president of his neighborhood church council, and a leader of the local Cub Scout troop. But the serial murderer claimed the lives of at least 10 people, including some children, from 1974 to 1991. Wait a minute. 74. 4 years before Jeffrey Dahmer, started doing his murders. And they both got arrested in 1991. I mean, obviously, these guys are in different areas. Oh my God, can you imagine if these two were together and, were in the same prison?
Oh my God.
What if he was a schizophrenic guy that killed him?
Bro.
Yeah. It was wanting publicity for his crimes. He began leaving hints and sending notes to local media outlets several months after committing his first murders. Even so, authorities couldn't crack the case, and Rader eventually went dormant. The monster hiding in plain sight nearly got away with murder, but a 2004 newspaper article about the 30th anniversary of his first killings spurred Rader to write another series of anonymous notes. Oh, so he did it longer. So from 74 to 91, he did his thing, and then he started doing it again, 2004, all the way to 2005. Once in police custody, Rader confessed to his crimes and later pleaded guilty to 10 murders in 2005. So yeah, police technology finally caught up with his murders, and yeah, died. Well, I don't know, died, but he got 10 consecutive life sentences in 2005. So at least he somewhat got away with it. Just spending time in jail, unlike Jeffrey Dahmer, who people wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of spooky things that were happening here in the U.S., and they continue to haunt every state in the U.S. I can't imagine Hawaii and Alaska going through some terrifying stuff as well. The Eskimos in Alaska, and then the native Hawaiians in Hawaii with their own folklore. But yeah, that's all the time we got for episode 2 of the Horror Cabin podcast. As always, if you guys leave a like, comment down your favorite haunted area, urban legend, or serial killer, whether it be in your state or in all around the country, or even just outside of the U.S., all around the world, which we'll talk about in the next episode. You want to say something to end it?
Yeah, it was good telling you guys all this horror-related stuff, but yeah, no, didn't try to keep it long. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, hey, look, it's the beautiful thing about the podcast. It goes on for as long as possible. How do I usually end this? I forgot. Oh yeah,
Usually,
yeah. Leave a like, comment down the stuff I said. Subscribe for more content like this, and hit the bell icon to know when more of these episodes come out. And until then, keep your fears and anxiety levels high. We hope to see you guys in the cabin again very soon. Have a good night.